This week I thought it would be fun to work on these apples. I'm going to get out my sketchbook and some paper and gouache and watercolor, some acrylics, ink tints, pencils, and oil pastels, and just have a play. Just explore the apples and the basket and the picture and incorporate maybe some of the curtains and the plaid. So let me show you how I've got this set up so you can do it with me. I took pictures on my iPad of what we're going to paint on our, in our sketchbook, and I think I'm going to bring out some paper. This is the pictures, but what I'm going to do is put this by me and then I'll put it on the screen for you. So that is what we're going to paint, and then I just have random mixed media, woodies, oil pastels, ink tints, gouache, watercolor, acrylic, Caran d'Ache, some paint brushes, and that's it. So just get out whatever you have, because it's just going to be in sketchbook and paper, and I was going to do this anyway, and I thought, you know what, maybe I should just videotape this and you do it with me, because it's a way that I play and explore new things, and then I can get a feel of it before I take it onto canvas. So I thought it'd be fun. The main thing is we are just playing. There's no, you don't have to be perfect. I'm just putting in the shapes of my apples and try different. That one's I'll make that one bigger. I'm going to kind of play with my size of my apples. This one has, it has a little bit of orange and yellow up here. This one has now let's put in a little bit of shade. And this I'm putting blue in there. And this one is almost a purple. Let's make him pretty dark. It's almost a maroon color. Let's play with some of our oil pastels. And I'm trying to, I don't have a timer on, but I'm definitely trying to work fast. And you know that I struggle with talking and painting. I don't know. I think it is a real thing, that right brain, left brain. Let's put some highlights in there. This one's dull. Let's see if we can't brighten him up a little bit. And Now let's put in some, that looks like an eggplant. And I've worked on this one, I think, longer than I wanted to. That one looks like it has stripes on it. Maybe I'll make him stripy. And then these are the ink tints. And that's probably loud for y'all. And let's put in this what is this, check? And let's do a different color going down. Okay, done. I'm never done. All right, call it. It's apples completed. Now let's do the apples on the plate. And it kind of is squiggly. And this one has the golden. These are my fake apples, so I don't really know what kind of apples they are. But my light is hitting right there. Let's throw some red in there. Then it's and now I'm just using, I like this oil pastel, I use it a lot. Let's use some. That's yellow right there. That's a woody. And then it's got these little, looks like 3-leaf clovers. We've got a little shadow going on. Now let's put in our let's make the blue more of a turquoise plaid since our plate is blue. And let's change the blue up just a little going this way. Okay, plate of apples. I like it. This time I just have a piece of watercolor paper because I don't want to close my sketchbook. I'll put in my table. And there's the apple here. And then that apple is so red it's almost purple. Let's see if we can get some of these pink curtains in. They've got these little flowers. Let's do a touch of this green. The mail is here if you can't hear Mr. Ollie. And while I have my pink on there, and now let's get some shading. And then our picture, well, I've got some of the blue on there. It has grapes. And let's put in our stripes. Should we make these stripes? Maybe we should make these stripes back here a blue. I'm gonna bring them all the way down. All pastels. And then there's a leaf on that. And now let's work on our curtain a little bit. let's move on to the next piece. I'm going to turn my paper horizontal or landscape, and let's put in our apples. This one is darker apple. I think on the last one I spent too much time on it and got too noodly, because I just want these to look like they're from a sketchbook. You know what, maybe this one, let's make that one more of a green color. Like, and I've run out of my red, so I'm using some orange. But who was it? Picasso said if you don't have red, use blue, or if you don't have blue, use red, something to that effect. Let's see. This one has put in some shadows. All right, apples on a, I don't know, plaid cloth. This is just an old piece that I had that's already got paint on it. And I'm going to do, I think, the background of these curtains. I almost dipped my brush in my tea. Does anybody else do that? Put in my apples in this basket. These down here are pretty dark. Oil pastel. Let's see, that right there. A little shadow. let's put this basket in. Let's put our tablecloth in. All right, so that's a fun little piece. Maybe this down here needs another apple. Add a little color to that. All right, that's just some sketchbook fun. I just wanted to play with the apples that I bought and just not worry about perfection, just play and see if I could stay loose. So we did this one in our basket, and then just the apples by themselves, and a big apple on a plate. And I think that one's my favorite, the one that I try to go the fastest on, but I think it's the color combinations of that hot pink with that blue. So that's good to know, because if I go on canvas, I'll know that those colors work really well for that. Anyway, that was fun. I'll see you next week.